Hello and welcome to this edition of ScanOnline Access Points, where we talk about the mobile technologies, wireless networks, and IoT innovations impacting supply chains and manufacturing. I'm Jeff Goldstein, your host, talking to you live from Louisville, Kentucky, joined with a special guest today, coming from the Zebra Technologies herd, Teresa Clare. She is a senior channel account manager of the Southeast region. For more on the facts and opinions shared on today's show, you can send messages to questions@scanonline.com, or you can find us at scanonline.com. If you like what we have to offer, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, or you can follow us on our LinkedIn page. I'm going to introduce a new format for today. It's going to be a hot seat format at that we may use from time to time. That I'm going to call for now the 3-point play. It's a pending title. Sounds a little corny, I know, but I think you'll get the gist. It's going to go something like this. I'm going to ask one question and one question only. There's going to be no follow-ups, no interruptions. It's just going to be pure content. So the hook here, or rather the question that's going to be drawn, is going to be formed in a way where we're trying to tackle the three things that our experts can give us around an industry, a product, or something else that we feel are going to be mutually beneficial for you and for our audience. So in essence, this is what a lot of podcast producers will basically call a podcast short. That's something that's, a little different than their long form podcast. So how does that sound? Does it sound like something you'd be interested in?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. You're going to be the first to test this out. So without any further ado, here's the question. What are the three most important elements every purchaser should know that you think makes Zebra best in class in printer labels? Go.
Gosh, there's so many, Jeff, but I'll go with a 3-point play. So, what makes Zebra best in class? I'll cover three things, right? Manufacturing is a very important part of the process, as well as our quality that goes along with manufacturing. And I say 3 points, but I'm also going to cover a little bit in products and programs, right? So these three things that we'll talk about today really are what makes Zebra set apart from some of those other converters out there. So let's start by talking about manufacturing process. We have 4 plants, actually 4 base plants, one in Greenville, Wisconsin, one in Atlanta, Georgia, one in McAllen, Texas, and one in California. And then we also have a new facility, well, not new, but through acquisition about 18 months ago in New Jersey. And the plant in New Jersey is specific to our temperature sensing type labels and a few other opportunities for labeling there as well. Our plants are, we have great geo throughout the United States, from east to west, which really helps to keep your customers up and running 24/7, right? I personally think we have the best geo, we have the best process. If one of our plants were to go down, we have another one that can quickly pick up because we do everything exactly the same, right? In our converting process. So we have the same amount of dies for tooling in one plant versus another plant. So there's no opportunity for downtime, right? So with that, manufacturing facilities throughout the United States, I'll go into our quality process. With the quality process that we have, we are ISO certified 2001, which is a 23-point inspection. And what I mean by an inspection is basically we inspect every single material that goes through our plant. So whether it's the face stock or the adhesive or the liner or, all of the above, we inspect everything to make sure that it is, it comes in the door and goes out the door, and we don't have any issues with quality. So our QC process is very intense. We do inspect labels while they're on press, but we also inspect all the materials at our research and development lab based in Lincolnshire, Illinois, at our corporate headquarters. So quality to me is probably one of the biggest points in selecting a label for your customer, and which helps us to keep, makes us best in class. You really want to find the right label for the right application that runs through the right printer for pure optimization and minimize your downtime. And then, so that's probably one of the biggest points, and I'm not going to go into great detail. And if you wanted to go into great detail, we could certainly do that at a later date. But for this podcast purpose, I think we're going to leave it at that. But the last point I wanted to cover is really products and programs. Products, we have a plethora of labels to choose from. We have about 400 plus stock products, which means they're quick ship products that we can send to your customers immediately, same day shipment typically. And we also, the majority of our business, I would say 50% of our business is probably, not majority, but 50% is probably custom. And what I mean by custom is that it's a made to order item to your customer's specification. We also offer, UL CSA labels. We have RFID labels, which the RFID has becoming a big thing these days. If you would ask me a few years ago, they were too expensive, but now that Walmart has placed the mandate back in, it's back in place now, we are converting a ton of RFID labels. We have probably 50 different sizes, unique sizes available as a quick ship product as well for your customer. And then we also offer temperature controlled labels. I said earlier about our plant that was located up in New Jersey. These temperature controlled labels, you would find in the pharmaceutical environment or medical healthcare type of environment, perhaps on test tubes. You would also find them, in the cold food storage. They may need it for traceability purposes. And then, if I were to look at our business overall, I mean, the majority of our business is in warehouse distribution and manufacturing, but we also play in the retail, transportation, and logistics and healthcare space. So we, again, have labels to meet all of those different vertical markets specifications. So keep that in mind. And then one of the last things that I would cover about our programs is that we have many different stock programs for your customer. Quick ship stock products are one thing, but when it comes to custom, we have management programs that we would be able to warehouse custom inventory for you and your customer. And you don't have to tie up your cash flow. So that's a really good option and also makes us one of the best in class. We have 90-day make and holds. We have 6-month make and holds, blanket orders, whatever your customer is looking for, we can typically comply with their requirements. And then the one last thing I will say too is that we do offer free print heads. If you use Zebra labels through your Zebra printers, and we manage it appropriately, then we do offer free print heads for your customers. And that's a really expensive component, to your whole process. The print heads could cost anywhere from, a couple $100 up to, who knows, $1,000, I'll say. So it is a costly component to the printer. So that's another value add that we offer. So overall, I believe that those, 3 things really make Zebra best in class. So again, our plants across the United States, We have great coverage. Our quality is superior, as well as our products and programs that we offer. And if you need to get more information, we can certainly help you with that. So I hope that addresses it. That was a very long-winded answer to your question, but hopefully that addressed your question, Jeff.
You did everything that I was hoping when we set out for this mission. So you did absolutely. You were aces in my book. So thank you so much. We appreciate that very well-rounded answer, making the 3-point play, as it's called now, on this short edition of the ScanOnline Access Point. So thank you, Teresa, for your time. Thank you for all of you who have joined us today. As a reminder, please subscribe through our YouTube channel by hitting that subscribe button. Any questions and comments that you might have on today's show, you can send those to questions@scanonline.com. You can also find us on scanonline.com or follow us on our LinkedIn page. There is a plethora of ways to keep up with us. So we hope that you do. Thanks again for joining us. And if you're in that high pressure industry that is known as the supply chain, just know that we have your back. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.